was sharing earlier, we could not do what we do if we did not have all the support that we have. And that includes Baby Bottle Boomerang, that includes your prayers, several tithe to us on a regular basis, and of course our big life event banquet that we have annually as well. And we are supported by volunteers, we're supported by donations, we get, in fact, while you guys were in here, we had a big load of donations come in, but we are extremely blessed, and we truly feel like if we continue to keep God in our business, this will not fail. Right. And he proves that over and over and over and over again. And I'll give just a real brief story. I'm about to celebrate my 1-year anniversary here. I started in January 28th of 2019. And it was not expected that I would be where I'm at right now. I was actually in economic development. And my husband's a deacon at Calvary Baptist Church. We've attended church there most of his life, and since we've been married for sure. But one of the board members called me up and said, "Hey, I want you and Tim to come to a life event." And I said, "Okay." She said, "It's tomorrow night." I said, "Oh, okay." Well, he's out of town, let me call. And my husband's not a real big, put on a tie and jacket kind of guy. And I said, "Hey," got a phone call and they really want us to go. I said, "I feel like I'm supposed to go." He said, "Okay." I thought, whoa, that was way too easy. So we did, we went, had a fabulous time. It was a wonderful evening. We learned so much. And I left there going, wow, I feel like I need to do more, but I don't know how. We already donate. I work a full-time job. I have a family. And about a week or so later, I got another phone call from that same board member. She said, "Well, what do you think?" So we visited a little bit. She said, "Have you ever thought about working for us?" And I said, "No, not exactly." She said, "Would you consider it?" And for a brief moment, I paused and I said, "Well, yes, I think I would." And so we both agreed that we were going to pray on this. And I went to bed and prayed about it that night, got up the next morning and I prayed, "God, lead me, show me what doors you want me to walk through and which ones I need to stay away from." And opened my devotion and the title was Go. Yes. And the whole premise was go where God is working. Leave everything you know behind, step out in faith, and go where God is working. And at that moment, I picked up the phone. I sent the link to my devotion to the board member, and I said, "I think this is my answer." She sent back, "I've just got chills." And from that point on, it was just like God ordained every step in me taking this position here with the Open Door. And it is an incredible blessing, incredible blessing. I will say, keep us in your prayers always. We stay under spiritual attack constantly in the work that we're doing. He attacks us through our health. He tries to distract us from the Lord's word. And he has been hard at it. And he doesn't mess with things that aren't good. He doesn't mess with things that are already lost and broken. So we just ask you to always keep us in your prayers. Pray over our staff. Pray over this ministry. It's tough work. There are days that you walk out here going, "I'm just drained. I'm drained spiritually. I'm drained emotionally. I'm drained physically. Wow, what a week. Wow, what a week." But then the Lord always provides the hope, the reassurance that we're doing exactly what we're supposed to be doing. Amen. Always. We're getting ready to kick off Baby Bottle Boomerang. This is not just a fundraising event, and I want everyone to understand that as you go back to your home churches. A lot of the purpose behind Baby Bottle Boomerang is to bring notice about the sanctity of life Sunday, and for us to really bring that to the forefront in our churches and to be able to share that message with more people. We do a lot. We've advertised on television. We have the big mobile unit that drives around town. We put out a lot of flyers. We have a Facebook page. We have a website. Still, there are people who do not know that we're here and what we do. There are people out there who think we are an abortion clinic, which we are not. So we always want just our soldiers, you guys out there helping spread the good word about what we're doing and how we're doing it and why it's so very important. We have multiple ways to serve. We have 2 brick and mortar centers. We have the one here and then we have one in Breckenridge, but we also have a mobile unit. And it travels to Cross Plains, Rising Star, Ranger, Eastland, Albany, Gorman, Abilene, Brownwood, DeLeon, and Graham. And we're looking all the time to see if there's another place that we need to add to that list. We provide a lot of different services. And I want you to keep in mind, we actually have 9 paid employees, and everyone else that helps us with this are all volunteers. Over 75% of the funds that we receive go directly back into client services, and that's very important to us, that our clients are receiving everything that they can from the donations that we receive and the way that God blesses us. In referral services, we can refer for housing, clothing, food, medical care, and professional counseling. We do not have an in-house counselor, but we can refer out for those services. Now, we provide a lot of different classes. We have CPR classes, GED classes, grief share classes, life skills, financial classes, parenting, relationships, self-help classes, spiritual classes, and in our Breckenridge location, we even have a teen court program. So we actually work with troubled youth that have been in trouble with the law, and we help them get back on the right path. Oftentimes, that includes the judge ordering the parents to come to parenting classes. So therefore, we get to really try to be effective within the whole family. We offer free pregnancy resources, free pregnancy tests, limited ultrasounds, monthly assistance, options counseling. We have a baby boutique, and we work very strongly with APR, which is Abortion Pill Rescue. And I'll talk a little bit more about that in just a second. Abortion Pill Rescue is something that Heartbeat International has really organized and put together. And what it is when someone takes RU486, which is chemical abortion, once they take that first dose, if they decide, what have I done? I don't want to do this. There is an opportunity to reverse that. And that is through massive amounts of progesterone. Progesterone has been used since the 1960s. For women who were very susceptible to miscarriages. And when you pump this progesterone in there, it allows the embryo to go ahead and attach and for the body to contain that rather than expel it. It's got about a 65 to 68% success rate. And of course, our proponents would say, well, what if she goes ahead and she miscarriages? Well, at least in her mind, she can say, I tried. I did everything I could to reverse that. But with a 65 to 68% success rate, why wouldn't you go ahead and do it?
Is this IV or?
It's through shots and also through oral medication.
And there's a doctor that'll do that around here?
Yes, sir, there is. We have worked to get certain doctors certified through the APR with Heartbeat International so that they're on the list. If they'll call us or call our options line, we can get them in touch with those doctors and get that medication ordered right away.
That's great to know.
Yeah, yeah. And it's FDA approved.
How soon do they have to start that?
As soon as possible, but for sure within the first 4 to 36 hours. If they've taken the second dose, the success rate is not very good. You can try it, but it doesn't typically work. It has. There's no complications to the birth. There's no complications to the fetus. In fact, science has shown that they're actually healthier than women who have not had it. So there's really no reason not to try it if you're wanting to reverse that decision. I'll share with you a little bit about abortion trends. CD statistics show an all-time low in abortions. They show that it's down 24% since 2006.
Praise God.
But there is a 114% rise in chemical abortions for that same time frame. Yeah. These numbers only count for the number of reported abortions. So first of all, not all states require that they be reported. And number two, many chemical abortions are self-administered by purchasing these medications through the black market. So those are not being tracked. So what does this mean? Women are taking medication without any professional medical oversight at all. They're not getting any options counseling. They're not having their health watched in taking these medications. And many of them are taking them outside the time frame that is actually approved by the American Medical Society. They're only legal and approved up to 10 weeks. And after that, if you're going to have an abortion, it should be a surgical abortion. Many of these women are not receiving the medication until well after that fact. And again, they've had no options counseling. They do not understand what all their options are or how this is going to work. And they're taking this medication. It's doing irreparable harm to themselves and also to the fetus. Something else the Charlotte Lozier Institute has found in their recent studies and research is that oftentimes the packets that are received through these black market websites, either the blister packets have been tampered with, not all the medication is there, or when they tested the medication, it was not the right dosage. And sometimes the pills have different amounts of different things in them within the same blister packet. So, again, these women aren't receiving any kind of counseling, so they don't know that they have other opportunities and options out there. They don't know what resources they can sign up for to make this pregnancy financially able for them to be able to continue with the pregnancy. And oftentimes that's the biggest reason we see women come in, is they just feel like financially, I can't do this. I can't do this. So what is our plan going forward? We have always been very reactive. We've always had the best people on staff to be able to talk to these women when they come in here ready to have an abortion. But we've decided that we want to take a little different approach. We want to be proactive rather than reactive. A lot of that will mean health education. We're going to start implementing STD and STI testing within our center. And this will allow us to be able to visit with those who are at highest risk to desire or need an abortion, to visit with us first. We'll develop relationships with them. We'll be able to have early conversations with them about sexual responsibility and the importance of sexual abstinence. And we'll be able to talk to them about long-term consequences, emotionally, physically, spiritually, what this means. It'll also help us to be able to detect pregnancies earlier. Studies have shown that women who come in and feel like they need an STD or STI test are often already pregnant. And so we'll be able to find that out earlier and be able to administer medication and help sooner. We're going to be using our mobile unit on school campuses. Last year, we were able to go into Albany and Rising Star schools. We did live scans on a pregnant teacher or a pregnant volunteer, and the students stayed up front and they watched on the television that live scan. That allows us to be able to educate students early on from junior high through high school that this is not just tissue, this is a living human being inside the womb. They'll be able to see the skeletal system, the heartbeat. They'll be able to see the baby move within the womb. And these are important things as we begin to fight abortion on a different level. We're talking about the next generation that is going to be going and voting at the ballot for our leaders, for our government leaders. They're going to be changing the way things look. This may be the generation that truly gets abortion illegal.
Let's do it.
Again, we can't do this without your support. And that's where Baby Bottle Boomerang becomes so important. Again, it's a way for us to get the message out there of all the services that we provide, a way for us to let people know that we're here for them, but it's also a way for us to get the message out to the public that abortion still exists, that it's still wrong, and that we need to battle it any way and every way that we